Welcome to the Lion's Den, a place where you'll find men just talking. I'm your host, Renard, and we have a very exciting episode ready for you today. Today I have with me someone that's been with me from the beginning of this podcast. He's been behind the scenes, but he decided to come in front of the camera today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Introduce yourself.
I think a lot of people know who I am. I'm Ray. I'm this joker right here. I'm his son, man. I'm one half of the production team. Shout out to my brother Payne. Without Payne, we couldn't make this thing happen. And yeah, man, I'm here to help out and join this episode and see what we can do. See if we can make this happen.
Yes. I didn't introduce him as my son because I wanted him to go ahead and do that. But yeah, that's my son. Yeah, we've been through some times. I'm telling you, some ups and some downs, but mostly ups. Yeah, you know, I had to go upside that head every now and then. He got a little big for me now, though. But anyway, here at the Lion's Den, you know what we do. We like to come out and we talk about, men's stuff. We talk about men taking care of themselves and take a holistic approach to health. So I thought it was important to have my son come in and give us some of his perspective on what he thinks about health.
Well, for me, I always shied away from going to the doctors a lot. Not because I was scared of the results, but more so like, I don't know, I just didn't feel like it was worth it. I felt like I was healthy. I can get up every day. I don't feel pain, or I haven't felt pain. So I really didn't feel like I had the need to go get checked, I mean, until you, and you've been pushing this for way long before this, and if I ever told you, hey, something don't feel right, the first thing you say, well, why you telling me? Tell your doctor.
Go get checked out.
Go get checked out. And so I did my best to kind of be diligent. I do my best to be diligent now. But I didn't think it was necessary for a long time.
Yeah, and a lot of us when we're young, we don't think it's necessary, but I believe that we have to be proactive about our health and keep moving forward. And not just our physical health, also our mental health and nutrition, the things that we eat so that we can have longevity in our lives. So in 2017, when this thing jumped on me, this prostate cancer, how did you feel about that? What did that do to you?
Well, at first I didn't think it was real. I was, I guess, in denial. More so because, growing up, I didn't see you, like nothing bothered you.
Right.
Every time I was around, it was nothing but smiles. It was nothing but you cheering on, bigging up other people and so forth. So like hearing you say, yo, something's going on with me, I'm like, okay, and like not like like I just didn't think it was serious,
Right.
But yeah, so when you told us, like I took a step back and my fiance had to tell me, like, are you okay? Because I was more quiet than because if you know me, I'm not quiet by any means. So
so I can attest to that.
So I was in my head a lot, and I just didn't want to accept it. More so, I denial, and also like I just said no, not true. Don't believe you. You can tell somebody else the story, but telling me, I just didn't believe it.
And a lot of times that's what happens, with fathers and sons, especially, when the father's there and he's always seems to be this pillar of strength and, trying to get through and always making sure that you have what you need and really just out there, being that strong guy for you, playing with you, as a kid, coaching your football teams. I still see a lot of the kids they're not kids any longer, but that I coached a long time ago.
We almost 40 now.
Yeah. And a lot of them are doing very well. They're pretty positive. So did you feel that, my strength was gone, or now you see me in a weakened position and you can't, and you couldn't actually cope with that, or you didn't like seeing that?
No. I guess the only time that I thought, or kind of it seemed like you were weak at one point, was when you basically said, "Hey, I need you to take care of the family," right? That kind of broke me a little bit because I saw it in your eyes that you were afraid, right? And I didn't know how to accept that. I couldn't show you that,
Right.
because I, as being a baby boy, I knew I have an older brother. You saying to me, "Hey, I need you to take care of the family," that put a lot of weight on my shoulders, right? A lot of weight that I felt that I was ready for, right? And I still do feel like, at this point, I'm ready for it. And I felt as though at that point I was ready for it, but I didn't want to hear it again. You know what I mean? And then, it was just me and you in the room at that point. Right. It wasn't anybody else. And, and you said, "Hey, Ray, come here." And I was like, I walked up, I'm like, "What?" Like, "What's up?" Like, and when I looked in your face, I could tell you were serious. Right. And so that was the only point that I could see weakness that I've never seen before. But at the same time, though, hindsight is that was actually strength, right? And this was 2017, so we're almost 10 years. Right. It took me a while for me to understand that, right? For you being the head of us and have been leading us all of my life, right? And for you to say, "Hey, I need you," and you, like, I felt chosen, right? And that felt good, but I also feel like that took a lot of strength to even quote unquote relinquish or give me permission to take the seat on the throne, for lack of a better term. So that was it. And then, just watching you through, seeing you, through some of the doctor visits and stuff like that. But Dad, I mean, I see a lot of, or I've seen a lot of stories, and I watch I'm on TikTok a lot. I pay attention a lot, especially now that you've been going through this. And I don't think there was anybody who actually got through this from my vantage point, as smooth as you did. It seems like when people get cancer or have cancer or falls down that path or gets dealt that bad hand, that is just doom and gloom and that's the end of the world. Right. And it didn't seem that way, even during through. Right, even going through it, it never seemed like this was the end or something was going to happen. Right, I just, again, I didn't accept it. Right. But then when you said that, I mean, like I said, it was a lot of weight, but
yeah, I was in a lot of pain too at that point, so I was like, is this it? But I knew, well, I felt like as I was going through, of course, you get weakened, but then I felt that I had something to do, So how did you feel when I said to you, I want to do a podcast?
well, I knew, I got my work cut out for me. So that was the first thing. But when you said it, I felt like, I think that's what you're meant to do. Not to give a lot of people too much information, but we go out a lot. And when we do go out a lot, everybody knows you for good reasons, bad reasons, or whatever their reasons are. But people know you, right? And the reason why people know you is because you speak to people, you're personable, you have these conversations. And speaking with these people, and if I say, "Yeah, that's my dad," first thing they do is smile or laugh. Yeah. And it's just like, okay, well then you know my dad. Then you know my dad. You know what I mean? If your face screws up or you have a negative thought or any type of, then you don't know my dad. You know what I mean? So you doing this podcast thing, I thought was a great idea. I still do. You're able to just share your truth. You're able to, talk through it. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Because you always talk about mental health, but as men, we always keep things. Well, you've always kept things to yourself, and now you have a platform
Right.
to kind of share that.
Yeah, I kept things to myself because I was caught in the past and in the future. It's almost like how you explained to me social media, that you were in the stage of social media where you knew life before cell phones and social media.
Yeah.
And you know, so you had that world, and then you moved into the world of social media where you're adept there as well, but you know both worlds.
Right.
So and I was caught. You know, my life was really crazy because of just the way that I was raised. You know, going from New York to South Carolina, that is actually day and night. If anyone experienced that, you could attest to that being day and night. And so, but my formative years, I was in New York, and then later we moved to South Carolina, where I saw a lot of old men that didn't speak. You know, it was either discipline or they didn't speak to you at all. They didn't tell you anything. They didn't express themselves. So I was caught between the two places. So that's why, you know, it sometimes it seemed like, you know, I wasn't talking, I was holding things back. Yeah. But then it was almost like a powder keg because I wanted all these things to come out. You know what I mean? So it's like just, you know, like just step. And I think this was the thing that pushed me because I was always like internal. I always had a lot of thoughts, but I didn't, you know, just share them with people.
Gotcha.
You know, but, you know, I shared a lot with you, though, because we've always talked. But, you know, I did things to try to, you know, nurture you to the point where you could become a man and stand on your own.
For sure.
Yeah, so, and then, now the information that I'm putting out there, the personal, our lives in the house as it was, and, you know, I'm putting a lot of stuff out there. How do you feel about that? I mean, do you feel like I've said some things that you didn't agree with, or you thought I should have held back? Or do you feel that just putting things out on a platform is true and it's therapeutic, as we said?
Well, I'm different in that, right. And the reason why I say so is because I don't personalize things.
Okay.
So for me, if you need to share and you need to have a conversation, and this is where you're having a conversation, okay. That's kind of where I'm at. So no, but no, you haven't said anything that bothered me, affected me. I felt like you shouldn't have said or shouldn't have shared. No, I don't, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I think, you know, at the end of the day, podcast and what we're doing and what you're doing is commendable. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people should have a place to come and have a conversation. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't.
Right.
And so, you know, if this is your way of expressing and it makes you happy, by all means, dog, I got your back. So
all right.
you rocking, I'm rolling. That's just how that go.
Now, and we've always had like a...
Sorry, who don't care about that?
we had a great father-son relationship throughout. So what do you... and now you have a son. And I see the same things in him. You know, the respect and the, you know, wanting to be with you, and his daddy is his world kind of thing. But there are a lot of people out there that don't have a dynamic with their father. Like, I didn't grow up with my father. So I was flying by the seat of my pants when I was raising you. And Norris, you know, when I was raising you guys, I was flying by the seat of my pants. So, you know, mistakes were made, and, you know, there's some places I should have disciplined, I didn't. Some places I disciplined, I shouldn't.
Okay.
But, you know, that was the dynamic of it. And what do you think, or to others out there, or actually young men in a situation where they have children and they're not in their lives for one reason or the other? How do you think, what's the importance of that, do you think, from your point of view?
Well, I think all children should have both parents, right? if they have that luxury to have both parents in the household, or even not even in the household for, you know, but I do think children should have both parents. And the reason why is because the way you teach isn't the way mom teaches.
Right.
The way, you know, a mother would teach isn't the same way a father teaches.
Right.
I don't understand how a father can't be in a child's life, because for me,
I'm still trying to figure that out, but go ahead.
as a dad, I'm just like, listen, my son Mason, that's my ball of joy, man. When I'm having a down moment, he right there. Dad, let's do this. Let's do that. He wanna, you know.
That's you reincarnated, as a matter of fact. But anyway,
he don't stop.
that's you reincarnated. I'm just sorry.
So, you know, so I got a handful with mine, but I wouldn't trade in for anything. You know what I mean? That's my boy. That's my boy, and you know, and it makes me proud. It makes me happy that we had the relationship that we had, because I know what it feels like. I know what it should be. I know what it shouldn't be. And when anything kind of deviates from that with our relationship or anything that's going on between me and him, I fix it quick.
Right.
He's only 6 years old, but you couldn't tell me he hasn't been here before. You couldn't tell me that.
I told you he's your reincarnated.
That dude there, man.
Well, when I was growing up, my mother would always say that I would have a child that does the same things that I did.
Well,
and there was you,
and
now there's Mason.
Well, triple trouble.
Triple R.
Triple R. Triple R. That's right.
She shouldn't have gave me 3 of the same letters.
Hey, man.
She should have gave me a different name.
Yeah. That works.
Yeah, now I remember you telling me about a podcast that you saw with Shannon. No, it wasn't Shannon Sharp. It was The Pivot, where Steve Harvey was on there. Yeah. And that one, you really touched me when you called me with that.
Okay.
You remember? Give me the premise of that.
Yeah. So it was crazy because during that time, I was in my head a lot about where I was in life, right? And where I wanted to be, questioning how come I'm not there yet.
Right.
Knowing that I'm obedient, knowing that I, what people say, stay down. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those kids that's out, or men at this point that's out here doing a bunch of nonsense trying to make a dollar. Right. I'm not out in the streets. I take care of my family.
Right.
When either one of my parents need me, I'm always there. My family need me, I'm always there. But it felt like I wasn't where I wanted to be quite yet. However, I know that when I talk to you, you tell me how proud you are. Right? But then I didn't really understand it, because I'm like, yeah, but, and it's always that for me. It was always a yeah, but. So when I'm watching the Steve Harvey podcast, the Pivot podcast, and Steve Harvey was on there, and he was talking about his father, and he was talking about how his father was bad, or was dealing with some health issues, and his father would just always mention to him how proud he is of him, because he doesn't really get that from anybody else.
Right.
Not one person really tells him that he's proud, right? Of the things that he's doing, of the work that he's putting in, the things that, you know, the person that he is. His father would do that for him.
Right.
And it touched me, because I'm like, that's me. He's talking about me. I don't have anybody to tell me I'm proud, right? Or they're proud, right? Nobody says that to me, right? I just go day in and day out. I just roll, I hustle, I do my thing, I grind. But sometimes it's good to hear that, right? And it brought me to our relationship, and he was saying, you know, because when his father passed, he realized that now he lost his best friend. He lost the one person who called him no matter what and said, dog, I'm proud of you. The one person. And it touched me, because that's the same for me. I don't want to lose you. I can't lose you. I can't afford it. I can't afford to, right? My makeup comes from you. I am who I am today because of you. So thank you. But at the same time,
It was my pleasure.
At the same time,
It is
though,
my pleasure.
it scared me because I didn't know other people had the same thoughts that I had.
Right.
So I'm watching it and I'm like, it touched me, but ooh, that stung. Because I felt it, and I'm like, and it's like it's a thought of, wow, like I'm scared to accept that, like that if the prostate cancer did take you out, where would I be? How would I be? How can I move? What can I do? Am I going to be the same me? My answer to that still is no. I won't be the same person. I won't be. And the reason why I won't be is because you know how they say, you know, when you're building a house, you have a foundation, then you just add on top of that. Well, all this stuff that's on top of that don't mean nothing without my foundation.
Right.
And you my foundation. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so because of that, I felt like my house or my world might crumble. Those were the thoughts that was going through my head at the time while I was watching that. And it took everything out of me to kind of shake out. And I was like, I can't let this moment pass without calling my dad and saying, thank you, I love you. And dog, everything that you did from the time I was little till now, hats off. Hats off. Couldn't have been a better father. Couldn't have been a better role model. Couldn't have been a better brother. Couldn't have been a better friend. All of the pillars, man, you checked them off. You checked them off. And so I had to call you and say, yo, man, I'm emotional right now. So my bad, because we don't like doing all that. We try to stay away from the mushy and emotional as much as we can. But I had to get that off my chest because when I heard it, I felt it in my body that, hey, this is I feel it. It's something. It's in there.
Right.
That's like a trauma that's being built. That I feel it's starting to build. And it has been building since 2017, and I haven't been able to express it. Because two things. Number one, I'm not going to tell you when you're going through everything that you're going through that, hey, I'm feeling that too. I'm hurt too. I don't feel good either. Yeah, bro, but it ain't like this. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might be in your field, but it ain't like this, right? And so, and I don't have too many people to come and share that information with.
Right.
But it felt good to be able to pick up the phone. Steve Harvey didn't have that opportunity.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I kind of, I'm a glass half full kind of person, right? So Steve Harvey didn't have the opportunity because he said in the same interview that he never got to tell his dad thank you. He never got to tell his dad I love you. Right. He never got to tell his dad that just as much as you saying you proud of me, I'm proud of you too. Right. And so I had to pick up my phone and make that call.
I tell you, and growing up, as I told you, I didn't have my father in my life, and I longed for a father. And so for hearing you say that, now it puts in perspective. See, you helped me as well because it puts in perspective the feeling and that's a natural thing. And I think that all boys feel that way.
Yep.
So fathers, we got to be in our sons' lives. We got to be in our sons' lives. There's a point that in their growth that a woman is not going to be able to take them. A woman cannot take them across that finish line. You have to be in their lives. I know there may be some circumstances that may keep you out, but you have to be in their lives. Figure out a way. Find a way to be a pillar for your son. So that this I know if you heard this, I know how you feel inside that you would want your son to feel that way about you. And if you have some broken fences, mend them, because we don't have much. We have time, but time is short. You don't know when the end is. So, be a role model for your child and be in their lives. Go to their games. If they're too old for games, have a conversation. Go to their events. Be with your child. Be with your child, man. So I know you said in the beginning that you didn't, follow doctor routines and visits and so on. And you've since changed that, right?
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
do
changed
sense.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've got to be vigilant about our health, because we only have one body. We could treat this temple great so that we can, when we take it back or give it back to God, we're giving it back to Him. It may not be in the original form, but it's close to that we can back to Him. We don't want to give Him a broken vessel. We want to give Him a nice solid. So mentally, what do you do mentally when things come down on you heavily? How do you decompress? Get those
Call
things.
you. Well, partly, but for me, I like to take rides. So
Yes. Very therapeutic.
most of you don't know what I do in my profession, but I'm in fire protection. So I'm in my van a lot. I go around and I service a lot of different customers, and with me being in my van, I'm driving constantly, right? So if something's going wrong and I don't feel good, I cut my music off, or sometimes I need to listen to music.
Yeah, right.
Not this new stuff, but I had to listen to music,
Yeah.
right? So I'll say, hey Siri, turn on Babyface radio, and it just did it, my bad.
Now playing Babyface.
But but still, at the same, that's what I do, and hey, she listens.
Yeah. She's better than Alexa, because I be talking to Alexa and she just ignores me every time.
Right?
It's like all the other women in my life.
Hey, you gotta get your
I
pin pants
digress.
strong.
I digress.
Yeah, get your pin pants
Yeah,
strong.
oh,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But or sometimes I cut my music on and I ride. I listen to other podcasts too. But like I said, I do two things. I'll call you. I'll call my fiance, and or sometimes I just need to be to myself.
Yeah.
Right. And like I said, I'll cut music on, or I'll turn it off and just ride in some silence and some peace.
Yeah, music is a great.
Oh man.
Music. What Stevie Wonder say? Music is a world within itself.
Right.
Yeah. A lot. Music is a language in itself. Yeah.
You said Stevie Wonder said that?
Stevie Wonder.
I kind of think Stevie Wonder can see.
Come on now, we're not going there. Let's stay on topic.
My bad.
Let's stay.
Well, I heard stories that he actually reversed out of his out of his driveway.
Yeah, don't
believe the hype.
Don't believe that. Leave that man alone. Leave that man alone.
I think you can see, man.
I ain't gonna talk about Stevie Wonder.
No Stevie slander.
Yeah. See, now you got me wanting to say stuff, but I'll tell you off the air.
Hey, look, I'm trying to pull the real him out.
I'll tell you off the air. Yeah, because as you can see, he'd probably see Ron.
Ooh. Let's stay on topic.
That's the inside joke. I think some insiders will hear that and know exactly what we're talking about. Yeah. So and that's what you do mentally. Now physically, we got to get you going there. You are working. I must say you are.
I'm down
I
15
give
right
you that.
now.
Yep, I give you that. I
Proud of
applaud
that.
you. I applaud you. Yeah, so we got to keep that going. Just movement, man. Just basic movement. Keep you going. That's longevity. So again, this podcast put me into a new arena where I'm now doing health and wellness coaching. So I need my family as my advocates. I can't be out here advocating for health and my family's not healthy. But you're doing it, and I'm proud of you.
Appreciate that.
I'm proud of you. Now, in my process, as I said earlier, in earlier podcasts, that I became a part of a clinical trial, and in that clinical trial, that's where I did more radiation and so on. Now, it's just a research, and it won't help me right now. Well, it did help me, but the research would be for others. I got 2 boys, so I want to make sure that you guys, I get the best treatment possible. So whatever I have to do that, I did it, and for everyone else, in the audience as well. So what do you think about, what do you think about clinical trials? Do you know much about them? And
I didn't before. Now I know a lot more. But for me, hearing it when you first mentioned it to me, I'm like, Dad, why are you being a guinea pig? Like,
Yeah.
go to what's proven.
Yeah.
Like, don't let them play with you.
Uh-huh.
Like, so I'm in my defense mode, but it worked. It worked. We have a success story.
Right.
Most people don't, man. You know what I mean? And so, I have a newfound respect for clinical trials, man. And, hopefully the trial that you went through is now, which I don't know if it is, but is it, is that
They're
an actual
using it,
treatment
yes,
that they
they're
use?
using
Okay,
it,
well then
yes.
good. Well then it worked. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
They're
Because
using it.
obviously I wouldn't know, but going through that, like I said, I wouldn't have thought to do that, and when you mentioned it to me, I didn't want you to do it.
Yeah. Again, those are things that I probably wouldn't have done. But I'm on a crusade, and I think God put me on this crusade because, again, like you said, I didn't talk much. I was more to myself. I mean, I had a lot to say to my small group of people, but I wasn't out here trying to tell everybody, my story. But so that in itself is propelling me into arenas and areas that I would not have actually gone in, just generally. So, and again, the clinical trial sort of is pushing me where I'm advocating for it. I am on the board of the University of Rochester now for their patient advocacy, where we're talking about clinical trials that they're thinking about doing. So what they're asking me and others like me, others or other board members, is to actually listen to the trial and see if it's viable. Would it help the community that I'm from, because it's a diverse group? So would it help the community that I'm from? Is it accessible in the areas that I come from? And and so on. So that we could get it on the ground floor before it actually comes out to the communities. Yeah, and because they're trying. Clinical trials got a bad rap. We all know that. And the guinea pig thing is another thing. Tuskegee, that's another. There were a lot of things that were done in our past that would make people shy. I mean, not just shying away from clinical trials. They also shy away from going to the doctors, feeling that, they're not going to help them.
Well, what's Rochester doing? What kind of plans do they have? Are they doing anything? I know you said that they're looking into doing clinical trials or pushing that envelope.
Yeah, the University of Rochester.
Or what is this board about?
It's clinical trials.
Oh, okay.
It's clinical trials. But what they're doing with the clinical trials, though, is before they put it out to the public or to the public, they want a group of people looking at it, and from varied backgrounds to actually look at it and see if it's viable. Would this work?
Okay.
And they would ask questions, and the question would be, do you think this will work for the masses? Will this work for the group that you're representing?
Okay.
And, it answers either yes or no, or you tweak it.
Gotcha. So there's different people on the board. Everybody has their own thought or program or clinical or trial that they want to administer to people. And so everybody kind of passes their ideas around, and each person kind of says, is it like that?
The University of Rochester has a panel of doctors from different areas.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
And those doctors have trials that they've come up with.
Got you.
Right? And you're on the board, I'm on the board. And so as board members, they'll give us the write-up of the trial.
Understood.
We would read the trial and
See
say
if it fits.
what we feel about it.
Got you.
Would it work for our community?
Got you.
Would it work for your community?
Yeah, that's good, man, because
it's on the ground floor. Before like the public gets it, it's been scrutinized and reviewed.
Yeah.
The public may never even see that trial.
Got you.
Yeah,
that's amazing, man.
Yeah, it might be, dead in the water.
And how'd you get on that board?
Well, because
they reach out to you, heard your story, or
at Christiana Care, Again, I got on their patient advocate thing, committee or group, I'd say. And, well, actually, I'll take it back a step, how it all sort of happened. I reached out to Christianity Care because I wanted some of the doctors on the podcast, right?
Which they were also.
Yeah. So that was my goal, to get them on. They said, oh, well, we have a podcast. So we went and we did their podcast. They did ours. I had 3 of the doctors come in and do it. There was a marketing group. One of the nurses, the administrators of clinical trials, she was who I'd reach out to sort of get into the different areas of Christianity. So she linked me in with all these people. And then there was a marketing person, in which I did the commercial. You know, Payne was with me at every step.
OG Payne.
OG Payne was there at every step. And so from there, they also recommended the patient advocate committee at Christianity Care.
Okay.
So I was on one call. See, again, this is all God. I called them one time. Well, they had all these, I keep getting these messages, and it was never around my schedule. I would always miss them. Well, this particular day, it popped up in my calendar. So I said, oh, okay. So, and I was there, so I called in.
Yeah.
So I get on the call, and the facilitator was saying, well, we need the university. She gave a list of things. There was a few things for women, you know, women only, like a women's group giving this. That was a sorority giving something, and so on. And then she mentioned this University of Rochester thing, being on the board. So it was dead silent. So I raised my hand. And so she said, okay, I'll put your name in. So she put my name in. I got an email from the University of Rochester. They called me up for an interview. I interviewed. I guess they liked what I said. And I became a board member.
That's what's up, man. Congratulations.
All of this, you know, again, I was on one call, and they had a call for this, and they accepted me after the one interview. So again, divine intervention.
Or they made a mistake.
Yeah, it could be. They may think that after
They don't know what they got themselves into.
they may think that after I slam all their trials, like nah, I don't think that's gonna work.
That ain't it.
They may regret their decision.
But
man, hey, I'm gonna
that's
be
what's up.
honest and factual, and this
That's
is what
what's
I
up.
think. So you know,
And that's good, man. And again, all the things that I know about you, it's great when someone says yes to you, because I already know, hey, listen, if y'all got this one, y'all did a good thing. You made a good choice. You know, because I know you, just like this podcast. We can't take shortcuts.
no,
We're not allowed to.
No.
We can't take shortcuts.
No.
That's not in the DNA. You
no,
know?
it's a journey.
Yeah,
you know,
man. Yeah,
it's a
man.
journey. But we're going to continue. We're going to continue because we want to get this word out to everyone.
That's right.
You know? So now, our next step though is to do a series on clinical trials. You know, just to get that word out, just to sort of help to get the stigma off of it. Like you said, you know, why are you being a guinea pig?
The guinea pig effect.
Exactly. So our next episode will be an episode about clinical trials. And I'll have someone come in that is actually in a clinical trial with very critical cancer, and they're doing well. So I wanna, the next episode will be about clinical trials, and I'm gonna try to do a series.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to do a series. Yes. So do you have any final thoughts for our audience?
No, what I will say is health is real. Mental health is real. Physical health is real. When you don't take it serious, anything can happen. Like I said, I'm 37. I never thought I would go through anything. I haven't thus far, but that don't mean it can't happen, right? So staying on top, staying diligent, stay true to who you are. If you're the kind of person who can't run 3 miles. Well, walk half a mile. Take 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Do something.
Yes.
Get up and move. And that's what I do every day. You know what I mean? And Dad, thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's been
My pleasure.
37 years of fun.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Going to school, getting some bad grades, and cutting up in school. I would come home, and Mom would say, "I'm gonna call your dad." That was it for me. I'll straighten right up. Stuff like that. I needed that. And I wouldn't be half the man I am if I didn't have you. So thank you.
My pleasure.
This is the Lion's Den. You know what I mean? You see me. I'm never really in front of the camera. This is kind of weird for me, kind of awkward. But I love to be behind the camera. Thank you for accepting me to do this because you could have picked anybody to do this. So thank you. Appreciate it.
When I say, if I didn't do that, then when I have time to like suddenly give you all of my wisdom,
I think you have time. my phone don't stop ringing, so I think you have time.
Whatever.
But I would critique too because this is what I do. So if you had somebody else doing this, I probably would still be right there.
Yeah. No, I mean, you are the editor. I mean, you put it together, and when the finished product comes out, I'm always usually pleased and impressed. But I mean, because we had some snafus that we had to recover from, and the public didn't see that.
Nope.
That we had to recover from.
Yep. For sure.
Stay accountable, stay informed, stay healthy. If you don't take time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness. What a glorious day. Take a moment to breathe. And remember, thank God for your breath. Thank God. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Renard. Peace.